Okay, so basically our scenario is that this is Judy White, an elderly woman who is 72 years old, and she has been living with her daughter as well as her daughter's husband, so her son-in-law, for like a year or so. And for the past 6 months, he has been both emotionally and physically abusing her behind her daughter's back. So her daughter has no idea about it. So Judy has just come to us for support and just to figure out what the next steps for her to take are. So I'm Catherine, and I'll be playing the social worker.
And I'm Fatima, and I'm Judy.
Okay. So hi, Judy.
Hi.
Hi. So my name is Katherine, and I am a social worker here at Family Resources of Halton Region. So before we get started and start talking, I just wanted to go over something called a confidentiality form. So if while I'm explaining it, you have any questions, honestly, don't hesitate to ask because I will be here to answer for you. So basically, a confidentiality form is a form just stating that whatever we talk about here will stay between you and I, and the agency. If I want to talk to other people about it in my agency, there are a few reasons why I would unfortunately need to breach our confidentiality form. Some of those reasons would be if you are unfortunately a harm to yourself or possibly a harm to others as well. If you or a child is being neglected or abused, um, if your record is subpoenaed by a court of law, if you are under the influence and are intending to drive, unfortunately. So yes, those are basically all the reasons why, unfortunately, I would have to breach that. Do you understand?
The one for if I'm under the influence, is there a way you'll be able to tell that? Or do I tell you that? How would you know?
Just if I can like recognize it.
Okay.
It's easy to tell. And I would unfortunately do that. But other than
And
that,
those are only the things that you would have to breach or confidential. Other than that, anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So just like a few things. Alright, so if I could just get you to sign right here, do your signature.
And for the date?
Yep, we're gonna put the date right there. Thank you. So how was your ride in today?
It was good. I didn't get a drive here because nobody knows I'm coming here and they think I'm doing a bingo. But yeah, I had to take the bus, but luckily I only had to take one bus, so it was pretty fun.
Okay, cool.
And also on the bus there was this little girl with her mom, and she was so cute, and she kept like looking at me and smiling, and I would make.
So that was like a good start to your day.
Yeah, it makes silly faces at her. It was really, yeah, that was a good way to start my day.
Yeah, good. And did you know about like seniors discount?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so you actually get like money off because you're a senior and stuff. And there's something called a Presto card, and it's just a lot easier to use. It's just like a card that you tap on and you load it up, either online or at the go station instead of like taking out all your change because sometimes it can be like a hassle finding a random amount of change and stuff. So it's just something that would be easier.
And then my discount would go on the card too?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a cool thing to get. It's useful.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah. So, did you want to just tell me a bit about yourself?
I was married to my husband for about 25 years.
Okay. What was his name?
His name was Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he had passed away from a heart attack last year in May. Mm-hmm. And because I was unable to take care of myself financially and also just take care of myself with food wise and all that. So I had to move in with my daughter because she was the closest living child of mine. Mm-hmm. And I've been living there for about a year, and it started out pretty well.
Yeah, it's like going good.
Yeah, but like slowly, her husband is getting a little antsy and a little harsher than he was at the beginning. And I understand that sometimes I can be forgetful of things and I don't do things right, but getting a little out of hand and I just don't know how to control it. Okay. So, yeah, that's why I decided to come here and to see if there's any way I can control the situation a bit.
Okay. Well, good for you that you're able to come here and we're able to have that moment of courage and do something for yourself, right?
Mhm.
So how long has that been going on for?
It started like after Christmas. He, I guess didn't like the present I got him because I don't work, so I don't really have a income other than the pension that I have from the government. And I guess I couldn't afford to get him a really good gift. I got him a dress shirt, and I don't think he liked it. And he just got mad and just commented on how I could have tried harder. And because I live with him, I should know better of what he likes and he doesn't like. And so ever since then, he's just been a bit more on the meaner side to me, and in terms of like how we talk, and he either ignores me or he like basically calls me stupid and treats me like a child that doesn't understand anything. And he usually does it behind my daughter's back, so she doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, your
And
daughter has no idea about this?
not really. She sometimes sees the verbal parts a little bit, but not anything too major. And she's usually at work. She's the main provider in the house. He has a part-time job.
Where does she work?
She's actually a nurse, so her
Okay.
hours are pretty weird.
All over the place?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
like sometimes all the way in the morning, sometimes like till midnight in the night. So I don't see her that often, so I'm often home alone with him, and I'm basically.
Does he have a part-time job?
Yeah, he works at the construction site, but they're recently not having the best sales, so he just lowered his hours, so he's a part-time worker now. And I think that also maybe contributed to his anger towards me, because I think he doesn't like the fact that I'm kind of living off of them. Like, I don't pay the house bills or anything like that, so.
Do you like help out around the house at all?
When my daughter's not home, actually, he makes me cook for him and makes me clean the house and do the laundry, like any chores in the house, and like basically I made for him when she's not there. And yeah,
Does she realize it like when she gets home and she realizes that like things are clean and stuff like
he
that?
says that he does it, or sometimes that I help a little bit, but he's mostly like the main cleaner, and I just let him do it because I don't want to get in the way of their marriage and cause any trouble there. So I just let him take the credit for it.
Okay. So you're kind of just like stepping back and letting him. Do you know why is that? That you don't step in or anything or
I don't
tell her
want
the
to
truth?
cause any trouble between them. I don't want to ruin her marriage with her husband. And I know I'm a kind of a burden for them to have to take care of and live with. And who wants their parent in their house when they just started a new life? They've only been married for like 2 years, so I understand why I don't want to, like, why he's mad, and I don't want to get into that and cause any trouble there. So I just let him take whatever credit he wants.
So you just kind of feel like disrespected and stuff, and like you're not, like you're kind of taken for granted, obviously, by him.
My daughter's pretty okay with that. She doesn't really do anything that I would say is disrespectful, but he does definitely get on the harsher side with me, and is more disrespectful to me. But I can't really say much because I am living in his house and I'm under his roof, so I have to follow his rules basically.
Um, before you actually moved in there, how was your relationship with her husband?
Before we moved in, he was actually really nice to me, and we got along great, and there wasn't any ill feelings between us, and he really liked us actually, and he actually doesn't. His parents actually passed away a couple years ago, so he told me he think, thought of me like as his mother. So he had profound respect for me, and there wasn't anything that I would think that this type of thing that's happening now is happening.
So it was obviously like a big shock. You just didn't understand.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that the abuse is only to me and not my daughter. But from what I've seen, it hasn't been directed to her at all. So it's just.
Are there times where you're not at home, or do you
Um,
mostly just stay there like a
I
lot?
do sometimes go out with my friends, but that's like once in a month type of thing. So most of the time I am home because I don't have a job or anything, so I don't go many places. I do go to church sometimes, and they're not that religious as me, so they don't go. So every Sunday I do go, and in the morning, so they are alone for till 5 p.m. or something like that, because I do stay back and help with the cleanup and stuff. So they are alone sometimes, but for the majority of the time, I am at home.
And how would you say your relationship with your daughter is?
Our relationship is great, but recently, sometimes she would ask me to do some things, and because he made me do a lot of the housework and stuff, I'd be really tired, and I would ask her if it was okay if she just did it by herself, or if I did it later. And she does get mad a little bit because she says, I've been home all day and I haven't done anything, so why am I so tired? But so because of that, we do get into little arguments, and obviously he packs her up, so I'm just cornered off and kind of alone in that part. But other than that, our relationship is pretty stable.
Okay, well that's good. And it is normal for like to have like mother-daughter fights, like especially when you're really close to someone, you kind of know them better, so it's more common to have like little arguments stuff like that. As long as they're not like super bad, it depends what kind of level they get to,
Yeah.
right? Like the arguments. Um, so you mentioned earlier you had some friends that you go out with. Tell me about those people.
So I've known these people for quite a long time, and we've been living in a similar neighborhood. They are my best friends, kind of, and there's three of them. There's Hillary, there's Meredith, and there's Grace. And we just go out to dinner or to the mall, anything that we can do to distract ourselves, because we do have a lot of time in the day, and since none of us work anymore because we can't, we have to occupy ourselves with things like that. So we do have a little club. It's just us three, so it's not really open to anybody else. But we like to call it our knitting club, and we just sit there and knit and talk about the days and the news and everything like that. So it's a good way to socialize and get out of the house for me.
Yeah, and it's a good kind of like distraction too, right? To like go out with your friends and just something that you all enjoy doing. That's good. Do you ever talk about what's going on
To them?
at home to them?
No, they don't really know. I try to hide any pain I have or anything, any sadness usually. Meredith once noticed a little bruising on my arm. I just saw her, I banged her hand on the door, but yeah, no, they don't really know what's happening at home, and I'd like to keep it that way because it's not good to have those type of things out there for everyone to know about.
Yeah, it's definitely something that is hard to talk about because it is a kind of sensitive situation. It's not something that you want everyone to know about because I feel like it's kind of none of their business, right? But it is a good thing to talk about it because it is a serious issue, right? So I'm glad that you came here and you took the next step to come here. So you mentioned that the violence is not only emotional and mentally, but it's also physical.
He gets when he gets really angry, it's usually when he's drinking a little bit. He does like to push me around or shove me, and sometimes he slaps me. Um, it hasn't escalated more than that so far, but that's why I came, because we can't really talk to my friends about it because they do like to gossip a lot and really don't want the whole neighborhood to know what's happening in our house. But I did need to talk to someone because his anger has been progressing, and
So it's getting out of hand now, and
and
you're just like, I can't handle it anymore.
so I just thought maybe somebody else more in the professional side would be able to help me out more.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you came. And so your daughter, are you just, is there any specific reason why you haven't told her yet? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how kind of scared are you to tell her? Scared that she's gonna find out.
I would say around 8.
Okay.
She's not home often, so that does help me keep any bruising or sadness I have to myself, and maybe even conceal it by the time she gets home. So but she does notice these little things about me because she's my daughter and she knows me pretty well. So I have to make sure like when she's home I'm happy or at least neutral, so she doesn't notice anything thing wrong with me because I really don't want to mess with her relationship with her husband. And God forbid I cause them to get divorced, and that's something I really don't want to happen. They have a great relationship. It's just I'm the problem right now, and I'm hoping there's a way I can um, get myself out of that situation and maybe stop them from finding out what's happening to me.
Yeah, it's definitely not normal. It's not a good thing that you feel like you're the kind of the cause or burden, because they did accept you to come into their house, right? And they did offer it for you. Um, they decided that, right?
Well, actually, when my husband-in-law passed away, my daughter actually was kind of a temporary thing. I was supposed to move in with her for a couple of months, and then I was gonna go to my other daughter's house. She lives a little farther away, and I was gonna.
Okay, so you have other
Yeah,
family?
I have two daughters, and I'm living with my eldest right now. And my youngest actually said that I can move in with her for more of a permanent setting. But but I just moved in with my older daughter for a couple months just so we can get the funeral and all that done. But my youngest daughter actually had to move because her job she got laid off, so she had to actually move herself, and she's in between houses right now. So I couldn't really move back with her like it was originally planned. I ended up staying with my oldest daughter. So I was kind of planned for them to stay as long as I have, and it does put some stress on them because they are not they are financially stable, but I am putting a.
Is it only the daughter that you're staying with? Is she the only one making the income?
She's the main provider, and he is making income, but his hours are slowly getting decreased because the company I think is gonna go down soon. So soon she will be the only provider, and my son-in-law is having difficulty finding jobs. So I am putting kind of a burden on their shoulders by living off of them, and my checks aren't that big anyways. You can basically like I don't have that much money to help them out with my checks, so I understand why he would get mad and angry with me.
Mhm. Okay, so have you ever talked to your, you said that your youngest daughter right now, the one that you're not living with, she's kind of in between houses right now? What's your relationship with her?
We have a great relationship. So I haven't seen her for a very long time because she is still looking for a new job, and she's really busy right now with her life, and so we haven't really spoke. We do call every week at least once, and we have a great relationship so far. I would like to go out and visit her, but unfortunately, I don't think my son-in-law would allow that to happen, especially with the drive. It's pretty expensive, gas and everything.
How far does she live?
She was about 2 hours from us.
By drive?
Yeah. So I don't think I would be able to see her unless she's able to come here. Because she has a pretty busy life right now, relocating and trying to find a new job and everything.
Now, does she have any, like a husband or any kids or anything like that?
She's actually in a relationship with her boyfriend for about 3 years now.
Okay.
And yeah, but no kids. They are together for 2 years. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe just like talk to her about it, and she doesn't know what's going on.
No, nobody knows.
Okay. Do you have any reason why you think that he'd start that? Like, is he have a past of being uh, like overly, like gets angry easily? Are you
Well, my daughter
aware of that?
Emily has been dated him for I think 2 years, and they met in college before they got married. And in those 2 years, he did come to our house often. Um, but the only time I would see aggression in him, like I see now, would be is like playing games with sports or anything like that, or if he gets really, he's kind of a bad, not a bad driver, but if he gets something wrong while he's driving, he gets really angry. Others around in the car. So those are the only times I would see that type of aggression.
So like
as, you
road
know,
rage,
Yeah,
and he just kind of overreacts.
yeah, and he gets
Okay.
like, he gets really frustrated.
When he acts like that, what does your daughter say about it? Did she notice
She's
it?
pretty calm, and she doesn't really add on to it, and she doesn't escalate it either. She just lets him have his moment, waits for him to get over it and everything basically. So she just watches him, and she stays pretty calm and doesn't really add any commentary to it.
Is it the same way at home? You said sometimes you can get like you're not sure how his relationship if he's acting like this towards your daughter or
Yeah.
not at home.
I think he kind of holds all his anger inside when my daughter's home usually. Because there are times where I do something wrong in front of both of them, and he can't act the way he does when she's not home. But I can see in his face that he's really angry and he's just holding back because my daughter's there. And but my daughter doesn't really notice that anger that I see in him.
Do you know if he's went to get help for it before, like in the past or anything like that?
No, he doesn't believe in counseling or anything like that, so I don't think he would ever get.
Oftentimes when people act like that, they feel like they're not as bad as people make it seem like, and they feel like nothing is wrong. So you're right. So a lot of times they just don't want help, and they feel like it's stupid and stuff like that.
He tries to act like a macho man type of thing, but doesn't realize that he's doing is harmful to himself and me because his drinking has increased a lot in the past month or so.
Oh really?
Yeah, but he, like I said before, he's kind of a two-faced person because he's really good at controlling himself in front of my daughter. But then when I get home, when we're home alone, he gets overly drunk by what in front of the TV, and he orders me around a lot, and yeah, and he gets physical with me, and it's pretty hard on my body. Some of the chores that he makes me do hurts my back a lot, and I can't really go to the doctors because there's no one to drive me there, and it's pretty far away. So I've been having this pain in the back, but I haven't been able to get checked out because I have nobody willing to drive me there, and my daughter doesn't know about it.
It seems like what he's doing is kind of a combination of his anger issues, as he goes, and his drinking as well is really affecting it. And definitely living in a house like that where you're being neglected and abused is definitely not a safe environment, especially for you. You can't really, or you feel like you can't really say anything about it or do anything about it. In reality, it needs to be something that is addressed
Yeah,
because it is a big deal.
Yeah, I feel
right?
really isolated, and sometimes I get so depressed of what's happening that I like to even isolate myself even further and like just reject my friends at any gathering or outings they offer because I just feel like I'm not worth it anymore, and I just don't feel like I should go out. I just want to stay up in my room, and hopefully he doesn't ever come in and release his anger on me.
And feeling like that is definitely something that you shouldn't have to be going through. You want to be somewhere safe, in a safe environment, a safe house, and just not feel like that. You want to be happy where you are and not feel like you're scared, right? Do you do anything ever to like distract you? Like, do you have any interests in anything?
I do knit, like I said before. It helps me calm down. My daughter has a dog named Chihuahua, and I do walk him because, like I said, my son-in-law likes to make me do all the housework, and that's one of my chores or duties, I guess, is I have to walk the dog, and that actually does help me relax and get some of that sadness out because there's a really good lake near the house. So I usually walk around there, and it's really calming.
Right, so it's kind of somewhere to go and clear your mind and just think a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's good that you're able to do things like that. Good. Now, when was the last time that this happened? Like, it's been going on for a long time, but has it?
Well, the physical, it has been about 4 days since he's been physically violent towards me, but the verbal has been kind of a daily thing. And actually, before I left here, because my daughter that I work right now, he did call me an old hag and taught me how useless I am. And now Val and I just passed away, basically. And I just ignored him because I didn't want to start any trouble. And just walked out of the house.
Okay, well, it's good that you kind of, it's definitely not a good thing to hear, and it's definitely something that you shouldn't hear from anyone. But it's good that you kind of distance yourself from the situation and just work on some techniques to calm down. Like you're doing, you said you knit and you go to the lake and stuff. So those are some good grounding techniques. Just getting back into things and not trying not to let it bother you.
I also I have a little bookshelf and they're my favorite books, so I just like to read them from when I feel any anger because it helps me basically escape and go to another world and helps me just distract my mind from what's happening in the house.
So, is there any way that you think you'd be able to tell your daughter about this? Any possibilities soon that you'd have enough courage to do that?
I just don't know if what I say would impact her relationship, and I feel like it would be a really, and if it does, I feel like it would be a negative impact. And like I said before, I really don't want to cause any trouble in their relationship. They're a great couple from what I've seen, and I just don't want to be the cause to their breakup. So because of that, I don't think I would tell her anytime soon. I would like to somehow maybe get out of that situation and just in a way that she doesn't know about it, but I'm also not being abused anymore. And hopefully, once I'm not living with them no longer, hopefully my son-in-law comes back to his normal stage and is not mean towards me anymore.
I think that your situation right now and the environment that you're living in is definitely not a safe one, and you just don't know what could happen, right? When it gets his drinks and like mixing the situation as well, it's even worse. So I think we should talk about maybe talking to your daughter about it or your other daughter would as well. Would you feel more comfortable telling your other daughter, the one who's not living with you?
I don't know because like I said, her life is pretty busy and she is close to my oldest daughter, and I just feel like she gets angry easily kind of too. I don't want her to get angry and maybe spaz or yell at my other daughter for allowing what's happening in the house to happen.
Right.
And also, they as like I said before, they are close, so I don't want them maybe talking to each other and my other daughter find out about it, and again, like causing trouble between their marriage. So I don't think I would tell my youngest either. Um, the only thing I can see happening is maybe me moving out of that house somehow.
So it's something that you thought about?
I have thought about it, but the checks that I think I get are not enough for me to live on my own with.
Right.
So I haven't been able to find any housing for myself while still having enough money to for the gas, the food, the electricity, the water, and all that. So I haven't been able to successfully find a place to move out. That's why I'm still living with my daughter.
Okay, well, something for us to work on would be I would help you find like a financial counselor, financial aid that way. If you want to live on your own, it could be a possibility. Would you want?
Yeah, that'd be really great because for the second he actually started getting verbally abusive towards me, I actually started right away looking into housing because I actually had a girlfriend of mine. Her daughter actually was really mean towards her and got really angry with her, and she was more hers was more verbal and than physical, and she actually committed suicide because of that. And I just want to make sure. And the second my son-in-law started his anger and his aggression towards me, I knew I had to get out of the situation. So I started looking for housing, but haven't been able to find any that is in the right price for my budget. So it would be really good if that agency can help me.
Yeah, like I
find
could
a house.
definitely help you out with that, like for our sessions to come, find you some resources for that.
Yeah, I just
If that is
want
something that you wanna do.
yeah, I just want to get out of that house as fast as possible
Yeah.
to prevent anything that's happening.
There is another possibility. There is a place called Halton's Women's Place, and that's basically an organization for women that have been abused or neglected, and it is also a shelter. So it is somewhere that you could stay if you don't feel comfortable in the environment that you are in right now. It also helps you get the support and the next steps you need to take to be able to go into a retirement home as well. So
Is it free or do I have to pay?
So yeah, so it's an organization that you go to for free, and it's a shelter
And
to be able to stay there.
do I share with others or do I get a room to myself?
So I would look into that for you and just give you all the information I find in our next session. Stuff like that. I'll bring like a pamphlet for you and stuff, just so you can look at it and kind of get a sense of what it is. You don't have to decide anything right now, but as long as we have options, right? And you kind of have like the path to
Yeah,
where you want to
I
go in
would.
the
I would
future.
be interested in that because I do want to get out of there as fast as possible. So even if it is a shelter, it would be a great way for me to start at least my step towards getting out of that house and finding a better shelter for me to live in.
Right. Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to talk about today? Get off your chest?
Not really.
Okay. Perfect. So next time I will give you all the information I have and the resources about the financial counselor and financial aid, and as well as the organization.
And can you find out if I have to if it's like pretty far from where I live right now?
Yep. So I'll look into that. I'll make sure it's not
Yeah.
like
And if
too far for you.
if they help me like move out, or do I have to do that on my own? Because I don't drive, I can't drive anymore because my hands are too what's it called, shaky.
Yeah.
So I had to stop driving. So if they can assist me in moving out, that'd be great.
Yeah. I'll look into resources that are good for you and are able to help you with whatever your needs may be.
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope this session helped a little bit.
Yeah, it really helped me understand my options
Okay.
and where I can
Good.
go.
Awesome. So I will see you next week.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll find a time that works good for us some day of the week. That's good.
Thank you.
Mhm.